Why did corporations have to become people? At least the United States Supreme Court says they are, for some purposes. The dictionary defines corporation as a number of persons united in one body for a purpose. And in the Constitution, actual humans are mentioned as having certain rights. However, it seems nowadays many of those rights afforded to actual people are now offered to corporations, almost making the corporations like people as well. And this is not a political discussion. I don't want to talk about politics. Rather, I want to discuss why it seems like we experience a lack of compassion and empathy when dealing with these corporations and the people employed by them. So, these corporations make their bylaws, their employee handbooks, and then hire individuals to work for them and to push their agendas, propaganda, perspectives, whatever that may be. Now, keep in mind, these corporations don't have a heart, they don't have a soul, they don't have a mind to think. Rather, they just have some cold words, bylaws, handbooks, things of that nature. And these cold words are made specifically to benefit the corporation, not to benefit the people, to offer a service to the people, yes, maybe, to offer a product to the people, yes, but not to benefit the people. The corporation exists solely to benefit the corporation. And if you don't believe that, then you have to ask yourself a question. Have you ever worked for a corporation and then lost your job for whatever reason? Did the corporation still exist after you lost your job? And if the answer is yes, and for many people, the answer would be yes, unless the corporation went out of business, then the corporation did not exist to benefit you. You were just a tool used by the corporation to benefit the corporation. So, for example, the CEO of an airline that I refuse to fly with, they said, as prices for bags rise, the incentive for customers to try and steal goes up. Of course. And our incentive to make sure we treat everyone fairly and equitably also goes up. Now, this is a matter of perspective here. I think it's distasteful that a CEO would put this idea in the minds of the people working for this corporation, the employees of this corporation, that, hey, we as a corporation want to make more money. We exist to serve the corporation, so we're going to raise the price of bags for the airline. And I want for all of you employees of the corporation to put pressure on people. I don't care if that means you have to argue with them, if you have to make them uncomfortable, if it results in little skirmishes, hopefully it doesn't get physical, just to make sure that they don't steal from who? From the corporation. These minor increases in bag cost, minor increases in ticket cost, minor increases in other costs, all exist to benefit the corporation. And oftentimes, the people who are the ones who have to enforce these policies and these rules, they don't see an equal rise in their wage. So, again, specifically to benefit the corporation. And they give you this spin on everything to try to make it sound good, to make it sound sweet. We have to make sure we treat everyone fairly. Of course you would say that. When you're trying to raise the price that you charge everyone. It's not about you treating everyone fairly. That's just good PR. That's a good way to say it. Rather, it's about you trying to make sure you get this increased fare out of everyone. And you put that pressure on your employees down at the bottom to enforce it. Or we also have an example like the CEO of Uber, who said one of their biggest competitors are people who own cars. He wants to figure out how to get you, car owners out there, to get rid of your car. If you have a second car, he really wants you to get rid of that one. Too many options for you. I mean, you have 2 cars, 3 cars, way too many options. But even after they eliminate your need for a second car, they want to come after your primary car. And it's wild to me because at the same time, he's also thinking we have to raise rates. Like, we absolutely have to. For those who don't know, the previous CEO of Uber was able to offer competitive rates and low rates because they used some of the, VC funding and subsidies to help offset the rates that they were offering and to still have money kind of just rolling through the company and rolling through different people's hands. Now, the new CEO said, hey, all of those things are gone. What we're going to do is just double or maybe even triple the rates. And this is going to better serve the corporation. It's going to make more money for the corporation. Uber was operating at a loss. Now, I think they finally posted a profitable quarter at some point, at least in the past year or two. So there are many examples like the 2 that I just shared. And you have to ask yourself, who is feeling this? And the key word there is feel. We are the ones that feel this. The corporation feels nothing. Participants in the corporation get to experience ever increasing profits or revenues or salaries, but there is no feeling within the corporation. So when you look around you and you say, wow, inflation is really bad. I mean, it's so hard for me to pay this bill, pay that bill, pay for this service, pay for this product. All of these services and products being offered by corporations do not feel at all what you're feeling. And so you really have to question you even pouring into them, because they have no feeling. They're actually looking to raise the rates on you next quarter to make what's hard for you now even harder in a month or 2 or 3 from now. And so I feel like at this point, these corporations are just running wild. And honestly, it's getting out of control. Hence, the reason for me making this video is just to kind of have a conversation about it and just see what other people think. I know that capitalism can be a good system. It's one of the best systems known to man operating right now. However, the way that these corporations have taken advantage of the personification of themselves, it's become unfair. When one of the key things about being a person is to have thoughts and to feel. That's one of the things that makes us unique. And these corporations do not have that. And these corporations are purely self-centered and purely driven by greed.